Thank you. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I've been here for 2 years. In Laramie, I do most of my research out here. And so I teach and do research. I wanted to follow up on Brian's historical perspective. I did have this idea yesterday, but then he took it from me. And say that in 1904, the first alfalfa weevil was found in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so 100 years later, here we are, alfalfa weevil, most problematic past and forage alfalfa. What I think is particularly interesting is that in 1911, so over 100 years ago, scientists released wasps that they went over to Asia and found. So basically, in 1904, weevil is so bad, they're like, we have to figure out how to kill this thing. We're going to go try to find things that kill the weevil. They brought them back, they released them again in Salt Lake, and have done subsequent releases in the 1950s and the 1980s. So when I started here and found out that this was still a very problematic pest, my first question was basically, well, are these wasps still around? So we went out, we looked in some producer fields in Goshen and Platte counties, and the answer was yes, the wasps are still here. So our next question was, how many weevils are they killing? Is this like a number that's big enough for me to care? And so what we basically do, and I don't know if any of you here are fields that we've sampled, but we go into someone's field with our net, we collect a bunch of weevils, larvae, so early season, before you've done first cutting, we bring them back to the lab, and then we wait and see how many of them die. So we keep feeding them really diligently, because we're scientists, we keep feeding them alfalfa, we see how many of them live to be adults. What's super interesting is that we find the wasps in almost every field that we look. They are all over the place. These are wasps that only kill alfalfa weevil. And the percentage of weevils that they're killing can be anywhere from 5%, so 1 in 20 weevils, or 35%, 1 in 3. So when you have all these larvae on your plants, 1 in 3 could be dying because of this parasitoid wasp. So I think that's a pretty big number. And so our next question, which is what we're working on now, is what can we do to kill more weevils with these wasps? Is there anything that a manager, that a farmer can actually do to make that number go up so that this natural control kills the weevils so they don't have to spend money on spraying them or cut early and risk yield loss? So we have one idea for something that might work, and that's what's actually in the field plots at number 3 when you're on the tour. It has to do with flowers, so if any of you just want to see some flowers, number 3, they're really pretty. And interestingly, we've also started to see some trends related to things like field size. Bigger fields have higher parasitism rates. We think that this is because since these wasps only kill weevils, and these weevils only eat alfalfa, if you have a bigger alfalfa field, it's going to be easier for them to find what they're looking for. So we're still trying to learn more about that and a bunch of other things. So thank you very much, and that's my talk. Oh, I have one more thing while the next person is walking up. If any of you are on Instagram, or your kids are, or whatever, we are on there under Weevil Warriors. So we've been sharing pictures about insects and what we do in the field, and it's our way to try to tell you what the hell we're doing over in Laramie. Pardon my language. Okay.